Welcome to another edition of The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie. It's everything about the outdoors. Take it away, guys.
Good morning. Whoa, there's a lot of echoing going on up in here this morning. How y'all doing this morning? Welcome to the Good Outdoors radio show. I'm Daryl Nichols in here with Steve Nichols and Daryl Samper Jr. How you doing, guys?
Wet.
Wet.
Yep, little rain. Man, that's my microphone is really echoing.
Yeah, something.
We're having some technical difficulties.
Kind of a little sensitive too, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know if you can hear me now.
Yeah, that might be a little bit better there.
Yeah, that might be getting a little better.
Sorry, we just had a little technical difficulty getting started out this morning, but welcome to the Good Outdoors, man. We got lots of things to cover this morning. We've had a good week so far. You know, we talked about bass fishing. We've hit a little bit on gun control issues that are hot in the, you know, in the world right now. We've got a lot of rain going on, so we got a kind of a busy week going on here, and I think it's just going to get better.
It can't do nothing but get better, man.
Yeah, we got a lot of rain yesterday. I know what time it come in, probably around 3 o'clock or so, 2 o'clock, something like that.
Well, and Motrick came in about the time I was getting there, so yeah, I guess around probably 1:30 to 2 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, it sure got wet there for a little while, and I know I guarantee we probably had an inch and a half of rain right here locally yesterday evening and last night. Probably going to get another inch of rain today.
Man, that's a lot of rain.
That's what they saying. So we'll look at it and see. And yeah, we've got a 100% chance of rain today.
Well, it has not stopped since it started. I can tell you that. There's a bizarre photo talking about bass fishing on the internet. I don't know if you've seen it this morning with one bass trying to swallow the other. A guy at the lake's going along there, and it shows a video of I don't know. I'm guessing maybe a 2 to 3 pound bass trying to swallow another bass that's probably, I'd say, maybe 1.5 pounds. I mean, it's a
video, actually.
It's a video, yeah.
I got it on the Outdoors.
Yeah, I'm watching it now, but
pretty interesting.
You talking about biting off more than you can chew. That one fish probably shouldn't have done that. And looks like the guy's got it out. He took it out, and the one fish that was in there, he's flopping around good, but the one that was trying to eat the other one,
he's still okay though. He survived.
He's okay, but his mouth's locked wide open at this point in the video.
Buddy.
So
his mouth stretched out. He actually turns them both loose, and they swim away. I saw that last night and put it up on the Good Outdoors. That was a pretty good one there.
Yeah, you don't see that every day.
No, you don't. And you know, I've seen bass eating other bass, but always a bigger one eating a smaller one, even a 2 pound eating, even a 1/2 pound bass. But I've never seen two of virtually the same size trying to eat each other. He kind of almost stuck his foot in his mouth there. Stuck a bass in his mouth.
Yeah,
but,
that's good.
I've been following this 2 hikers missing out in California, a boy and a girl, teenage hikers. They actually called 911 and reported, they were lost and all this, called for help, and then their cell phone went dead. They actually found one. They've been missing 3 days in Southern California's Cleveland National Forest. Is found alive Wednesday night, but his companion would remain missing, and they found another hiker found the 19-year-old at around 8 p.m. and told a crew of firefighters where to find him. The boy was lost. He was dazed and confused and couldn't really give him a lot of information, dehydrated and things like that. So they were hoping that maybe they could find out what's going on and find his companion, the girl. And I don't know how they got separated. Why would they got separated? She was hurt. We don't know yet. But lots of people has been out there looking for him, and they did find one, so that's a good thing.
It was a girl and a guy, and they found the guy.
They found the guy, 19-year-old Nicholas Sendoya, at 8 p.m.
So I just wonder why. I don't know if I was out there lost with a girl. I just if it was 2 guys, you might see splitting up and going for help and trying to figure something out. But I don't know how you leave a girl.
Well, you never know if she was hurt and he had to try to go for help. You don't know the circumstances yet. That's what they were saying. And I'm like you, even if she's hurt, I kind of think I would want to stick in one spot if I could find an open spot with her and build a fire. See if I could get a fire going as a signal or something, But stick together. You need to stick together. There's a strength in numbers.
Well, I'm sure, I don't know, I guess if he was dazed and confused, I don't know. I mean, I guess he could tell him at least that she was still alive and still out there to continue the search, And
I'm sure they did. He was extremely confused and disoriented. He was flown to a hospital about 20 miles away. He found severely dehydrated and was talking to the paramedics, but struggling to answer questions about what had happened and where the second hiker, an 18-year-old girl, was. They're still trying to find,
Well, hopefully they'll find her intact and everything will be fine. That's, the main thing is water when you're out there like that. You got to have water because if things will go bad quickly.
Yes, very quickly.
Well, there's a guy out there living as a mermaid now.
I didn't even read that. I saw it. I didn't even read it.
It's not worth reading, trust me. Yeah, he's got him a prosthetic tail, and he's just chilling, hanging out, and, in Florida, 22 years old, ain't got nothing else to do.
I guess that was spawned by the one I saw about the woman giving up her regular job yesterday. It was on there, giving up her regular job to become a mermaid. So I didn't even read that one either. But,
well, it's a fad. It's one of the weirdest fads. You can actually buy you one of these tails and clown around with it, swim like a mermaid. Evidently, they're pretty. They've thought a lot about it the way they work. You can actually swim down pretty good with them. But I saw the lady. I said she can swim down to 100 feet. So you got to be. You kick your tail a few times, you'll be in there further than you want to be. You better hold your breath.
Yeah, I was looking at. I kind of heard a little bit about this, but Bubba Watson had gotten together with Oakley, and they have created. He's a golfer, in case you guys didn't know. They've created the ultimate golf cart, a doggone hovercraft.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that's got to be loud.
Yeah, I'm sure it's loud. Goes right out there onto the water, on and off the water, all up and down the greens.
The way they described it is actually quite quiet.
I don't know.
I checked it out yesterday. It was quite interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, but he says it's the easiest way to retrieve a golf club. You throw it in the lake. It keeps you off the annoyingly bumpy golf cart paths.
It's good for your back anyway. It's ride smooth.
Pretty doggone interesting. And did you see where Auburn football is in the news again?
No, I didn't, but I usually, if I see anything football Auburn, I don't really pay attention to it, like most sane people.
Former Auburn players allege NCAA misdeeds under former coach Gene Chisnick.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, they said the University altered grades, offered cash for players to forego the NFL draft and stay their senior season, and knowingly violated recruiting rules.
Eric Blades, the one national championship y'all stumble upon, is about to be yanked away from y'all.
Yes, it is.
You need to explain yourself at 229-2530-995 if you were up and at them this morning.
It all kind of centers around defensive back Mike McNeil. McNeil said he had a grade in a computer science class changed from an F to a C after speaking to a counselor. Former Auburn defensive tackle Mike Blank concurred with the grade changing and said the school found a way to make 9 players who were declared ineligible for the 2011 BCS National Championship game, including Michael Dyer, eligible. And McNeil said he received $400 from former Auburn defensive coordinator Will Muschamp, who is now defensive coordinator at Oxford. But he has since denied the allegations. So,
I would deny it too.
In trouble again, I tell you.
Yep.
But we'll see how it all works out. There'll be a big investigation on that.
You dang right. There'll be millions of dollars spent getting to the bottom of this one.
And in Connecticut, the Senate approves a sweeping gun control bill in Connecticut.
Oh yeah, you knew that was coming.
Yeah. Yes, they did. We'll see how it turns out for them. I don't think it's going to be exactly perfect. And I also put up on the Good Outdoors, I found this morning and shared this, but it's the name of the 46 United States senators who were willing to sign over your Second Amendment rights to the United Nations. I put that up on here, and I was looking through them, didn't see any of them from Georgia. Found them from Wisconsin, Connecticut, California, Washington, Delaware, New York, Hawaii. I mean, there's a bunch of them on here all over Florida.
Yeah, the Florida one disturbed me. The Wisconsin one kind of shocks me. Wisconsin's a huge hunting state. A lot of gun toters there, and it's kind of odd. And Florida's a little bit odd because they're trying to pass legislation to arm the teachers and things like that. So I don't know. You get You get one guy in there, and I guess what you got to hope for is that you vote for guys that's going to get in there, and ladies too, that's going to get in and represent your desires. The question is that person representing the desires of the majority, or is he kind of voting against that majority, and then you vote him out in that case?
Well, what bothers me here is every one of them are either Democrats or independents. There are no Republicans on the list, period.
Of course not.
So, I would like, it doesn't bother me. I'd like to know if any Republicans voted for it.
I bet you the answer is no. And if they did, it's one.
Yeah.
Republicans are conservative, and you cannot, by definition, be a conservative if you don't staunchly support the United States Constitution and its amendments. It's just don't go together. That's why you see it leaning to the left, as we call it.
After I put this on here, Richard Heinrich put on here, we can send all 46 United States senators to North Korea where they can be loved and feel right at home. That's pretty good.
Yep.
I likes that one. Lots of things going on out there, man. I mean, there's, all kind of stuff in the news. As we keep pointing out, nationalgunrights.org, you need to go to that website and look at all the bills that are up, up there to federal, trying to get federal laws passed. I mean, attach riders to everything, just a stupid bill, just seeing things sneak one through, and they're going to wind up getting one through.
Yep.
It's going to be rough.
I want to give a shout out to Tim Golden and specifically Jason Shaw, our representatives here in Georgia that helped get the disabled youth turkey season passed. So they did a good job, and Tim actually was on the 105.9 show with Chris Beckham talking about it yesterday. So we appreciate all you guys' good work. That's representation because everybody wanted it. We're going to be back in 3 minutes here on the Good Outdoors.
Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Daryl's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree and they don't even see me.
Man, that Realtree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Daryl, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Realtree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't, and when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What in the world is that noise?
Sounds like the transmission's about to come out of my truck.
Transmission? Sounds like Alien vs. Predator under there. Let's get it to Ronnie at Eagle Auto Repair.
Ronnie, I got a problem.
Problem? It sounded like Superman fighting the Incredible Hulk.
No, it was worse than that.
Come on, man. This is for real. I ain't got the money to be fixing no big problem.
Chill out, dude. You're at Eagle Auto Repair. You know we'll fix it right and as inexpensive as we can. We only use quality parts, and my guys are some of the best trained technicians in town.
Yeah, but can they stop a fight between Godzilla and King Kong? Because I'm betting that's what they're going to find under there.
Eagle Auto Repair.
321 Lakes Boulevard, Lake Park, Georgia.
Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the Good Outdoors. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253 833-0181 to schedule an appointment.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back to The Good Outdoors, man, here in beautiful Valdosta, Georgia. I tell you what, we have a lot of Facebook interaction. You know, a lot of people on here. Wanda Stone, she has popped up and said she has got her turkey call. And she got it at Flash Foods. I didn't realize they sold turkey calls. They I saw a little thing the other day.
I meant to tell you that I was at the Waycross Flash Foods day before yesterday, I guess, and I saw a little display up at the counter where you check out that had a bunch of mouth calls on it. Sure did.
She said she got her turkey call from Flash Food, and she's going to get her a slate call this weekend and start practicing, and she's excited. And I told her, I hit back on Good Outdoors. I said, good luck. It's very addictive. Wanda, if you need any help, or if you want any advice, don't ask me, because evidently I don't know what the heck I'm doing. No, if you need any, let me know. I will come help you. And more people we get into the sport and get into the outdoors, the more enjoyable it is. It's a great time to be had, I tell you.
And the better hunting land you got, the more help you're going to get.
Oh, yeah. But no,
it goes hand in hand.
If you don't have any good hunting land, we'll see if we can get together a little bit later in the season. I'll sure carry you. Man, I'd love to get you involved in the outdoors and get out there. But it's just great things, man. I mean, the outdoors is fun. It's fun to be out there. But people are on here, on the Good Outdoors, we put pictures up all the time and different things, and people reply to them. And put one up, actually, I was going to put it up, and Chris beat me to it. He put Chris Lankford. They went fishing yesterday down at Keaton.
Yeah, I knew you told me that.
Me and Donnie was at work. It was his daddy all day long, and his daddy was just chomping at the bit, saying, well, I wonder if they catch any fish. He'd call him or text him, and he'd say they'd have. But anyway, they wound up limiting out. Or the day before yesterday. That was the day before yesterday they done that.
Wow.
They limited out with they had 3 of them on the boat, 3 trout over 20 inches, but they caught 19 trout, some Spanish mackerel, and black bass. Ended up with 50 fillets in the freezer. So,
wow.
Had a pretty good time.
That is a good time there. That'll feed your family and make the trip worthwhile.
Yeah, they had a pretty good time. But 3 of them over 20 inches, so that was good.
Yeah, that'll make you want to go fishing. We got an interesting article pulled up where a gentleman used a shotgun basically as currency. I guess you would say that. He bought a car, and it's created quite the stir, needless to say. But anyway, thanks largely to the U.S. Federal Reserve, Jeffrey Nelson was able to put up a shotgun as a down payment on a car. Money was tight last year for the school bus driver and neighborhood constable in Jasper, Alabama. So his medical one car had already been repossessed, and his medical bills were piling up. And still, though Nelson's credit history was an unhappy one, local car dealer Malloy Chrysler Dodge Jeep had no problem arranging a $10,294 loan from Wall Street-backed subprime lender Exeter Finance Corporation, so Nelson and his wife could buy a 2007 Suzuki Grand Vitara, whatever that is. All the Nelsons had to do was cover the $1,000 down payment. So they got them financed, said you come up with $1,000 down, it's yours. For most of that amount, Malloy accepted Jeffrey's 12-gauge Mossberg shotgun, valued at about $700 online. So
really?
Yeah, so he was able to use his shotgun as a down payment, and I don't see no problem with that. But
no.
How in the heck did that make local news? The portion of the gist of the article is talking about the subprime lending market, and they I guess they just seized on this because I had a gun in it, thinking a lot of people like me would read it. So and it worked. So, but when I was in the car business, we would take. If a person came into the car lot and they wanted us to hold the car, or we start putting the pressure on them, we'd take their wristwatch, or we'd even take their wallet sometimes. If they want to leave their wallet, they didn't even have to have any money in it. You just leave something so we knew they'd have to come back. And if they came back, we'd have a crack at selling them. So you did anything you do, leave your baseball bat, your your glove, something to make you come back tomorrow. Keep your word. So tough selling there. I learned that at the now defunct Bosch Olds Buick GMC.
Wow, man! There's a lot of strategies out there to lure people in to places, not just car dealerships, but advertising in general. There's ways to lure people in, and it's a funny world out there, and people go. Yep. People show up.
Threats are continuing to escalate in North Carolina. I won't say North Carolina. I don't know what kind of threats are going on there, but hopefully not too much. The threat of rain maybe in North Carolina. North Carolina has warned military is cleared to wage the nuclear attack. So it's ratcheting up down there. We'll see what happens. I still think he's blowing smoke myself.
Yeah, I think I heard it summed up somewhere yesterday or this morning or something that this is it's kind of like a new dictator, and it's something that he wants. There's obviously something he wants, and he's not getting it. And until he gets it, he's going to keep throwing these little fits of rage. I mean, there's really nothing to talk about. He can't reach us. He can't hurt us. I mean, he can, but he just doesn't really have the ability to hurt us. So
there's a lot of bark and no bite there.
Yeah. Did you see where I don't think we talked about this. The survivalist in the Utah mountains had been out there for 6 years. They finally caught him.
I saw something about that last night. I didn't read the article. But
he's been out there for 6 years, breaking into cabins. He's living in the Utah mountains, breaking into cabins, stealing guns, food and things like that. Sometimes shooting up the cabins, leaving messages, hey, for the sheriffs, I want to shoot you and kill y'all, and all that. And they finally got a good tip on where this guy was at. Rode in there on snowmobiles and different things, and walked the last mile or so to him, and got him out there cutting wood, and got him to surrender. He tried to run away in snowshoes, and guess what? He run into a wall of people with guns.
It's hard to get around in snowshoes.
Yeah. He just laid down and said, hey, man, y'all got me. It was just kind of all good and happy, and just, but 6 years. And he terrorized the place for 6 years, man, breaking into people's cabins up there, their summer homes, but they got him. Persistence pays off.
You got to keep at it. You know how you been at a lake or a pond or something, you have your boat and you come up there on the bank and you tie it off. Every now and then, a rare occasion, it may or may not happen to you, the boat comes loose, and gets back out there. Well, how about a cruise ship coming loose and floating out there in Alabama? The high winds made it come loose, and it started drifting out. And it's just funny to me, boy. They had to round it back up. And tragically, during all this stuff, a dock workers went missing. They don't know if he went home and just they don't know it, or did he get knocked over into the water? Or
I hope nothing happened to him. I wonder if he's the one that might have untied it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how you. I don't know. I just don't know how a big ship like that comes
I don't either.
Untied. That don't make much sense.
And the latest killings and all out there, and the ones that were tied to this U.S. white supremacist group, an assistant U.S. attorney prosecuting a gang of white supremacists for racketeering and murder in Texas has withdrawn from the case, citing security purposes, just days after the second of two state prosecutors was killed in his home. So, it's getting pretty rough out there, with the killings that's going on, and this guy just bowed out and said, hey, I think my family and my safety is more important than this. And just goes to show you, these groups that are out there within our own United States can be very brutal and very bad. Then they have a wide reach. And if it's big enough to say, hey, y'all go take out some of these prosecutors and make them leave us alone, then it's pretty bad. So I say go after them tooth and nail.
Yeah, I'll tell you that it's but that's a scary situation out there.
Yes, it is.
Sure is. And a scary situation from you is they've discovered a new tarantula.
Yeah, I didn't even look at that.
I know you didn't, but you don't want alone. You don't want to look at it. It's pretty.
That is the size of your face. A spider.
It is the size of your face, and it is ugly.
I'll take your
scary
word for
looking. They call it a nightmare-inducing spider. I don't know if it's induced by looking at it, or if it bites you, it induces it. But anyway, we'll take this call right quick. Good morning, caller. You're on there on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
Good. How are y'all this morning?
Well, you hanging in there?
Hey, I got a question for you about them turkey calls up at the Flash Foods y'all were talking about.
Yeah.
I have never been turkey hunting in my life, and I got a 10-year-old. He is going crazy about buying him one of the turkey calls. So I noticed they're different colors. Does that matter?
They make the different colors just for identification purposes. It has no functional purpose, but there'll be a one with a double read, a single read, so for you to quickly identify it, you look at it by color. You'll just know that your red one, or whatever that manufacturer makes it, the red one may be a triple read or a single read. But I tell you what, if he's looking to buy a call, I would highly encourage you to get by T3 Outdoors on Perimeter Road and buy him a Pecker-Recker call. They have diaphragm calls, slate, glass, aluminum, box. He's got all different ones, but the diaphragm calls, I think they're running Daryl, $7 or $8 or something like that.
and they're really, really easy.
Yeah, they're easy to blow. They're easy for them to learn, and I would recommend that. I'm not saying anything bad about the ones at Flash. I just don't know anything about them, but I'll try to find out some information about them today. But I can assure you that the ease of learning it's going to be a lot better on him with that Pecker-Recker call from T3 than it's going to be with anything that I'm familiar with.
I've always been told that if you ever go turkey hunting one time, you'll fall in love with it.
You will be addicted.
If you get into it, now you go with me like I've been this year, you won't ever go back. But no, if you get into the turkeys and you get one calling in and you get him come in strutting and spitting and drumming all in there 10, 20 yards, oh yeah, you'll definitely go back, trust me.
Me and him will set my deer blind down in the creek, and we'll see 15 or 20 turkeys about every time we go.
Yeah, well, it's different during deer season than it is now, and I hear that analogy a lot of times, but it's totally different now. I would also recommend the diaphragm call is one of the hardest to learn. It's the hardest to learn what different sounds to make. I'd also recommend getting him a slate call.
But he's wanting to get into it, so I'm sure he'll have me in the woods for it. So
that's a good thing.
That's right.
That's right.
And I'm glad you're willing to take him. That's what it's all about.
That's for sure.
Well, keep us posted on what you do, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Have a good day.
That's all, man. We've started the show off. It just makes me smile.
Yes, sir.
Wanda Stone, she's getting into turkey hunting. This gentleman's son's wanting to get into turkey hunting, and I tell you, it don't get no better than that.
We're going to have to put on a turkey hunting clinic before it's over, man.
Oh, Lord, we'll screw everybody up.
Yeah. Come listen to How Not to Find the Turkey with Daryl Nichols.
It'd be fun, though. It'd be fun.
If we get some people know what they're doing up there. Hey, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back here in just about 3 minutes.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger or hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta. Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment, and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all. Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
Moss Trim Shop is Valdosta's oldest automotive upholstery shop. From automotive to marine upholstery to convertible and vinyl top, Moss Trim Shop can cover all your sewing needs. Locally owned and operated by Bobby Brantley, Moss Trim Shop become Valdosta's oldest and best in the upholstery business by being a dependable, service-oriented, and on time with your project. So if you have an automotive or marine upholstery need, stop by Moss Trim Shop at 733 East Hill Avenue or give them a call at 229-242-8544.
So how you do it, son?
Hey, Ronnie, you know how much people love Austin's Cattle Company?
How much do they love Austin? more than Charlie Daniels loves shredding a fiddle.
That's right. Everybody loves Austin's freshly hand-cut steaks. These award-winning steaks are cooked to perfection and served sizzling hot. Austin's Cattle Company was voted best steak, best hamburger, and best sports bar in Valdosta by you. So when you get a hankering for a hot heaping helping of our delicious baby back ribs, shrimp, chicken, prime rib, seafood, or world-famous steaks, head on down to exit 16 off I-75. Austin's. It's an addiction you never have to quit.
Austin, an addiction that you never have to quit.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Welcome back to the Good Outdoors, man. I'll tell you, there's some sticky-fingered thieves target sap in Maine.
Sap?
Sap. They are damaging valuable trees. What they're doing is Portland, Maine here. The sticky-fingered thieves are stealing the sap right out of Maine's maple trees.
Syrup.
It's all about syrup. With little more than a spout-like tap and a bucket, people are looting the liquid out of trees on private property and haul it away and turn it into sweet maple syrup. And this is a huge business in Maine. Syrup is big business between late February and mid-April when conditions are just right for syrup makers to extract sap from the trees, boil it down to syrup over wood fires. The state last year produced 360,000 gallons, tying it with New York as the number 2. Vermont, the top state, with 750,000 gallons. But at $50 a gallon or more on the retail level, that's why it's being stolen. Wow. There's a lot of money involved with this. And they got a picture of a tree here. It looks like some holes are drilled into a tree with just some tubing stuck in there somehow or something and drained into 5-gallon buckets.
Very simple process. I actually toured a syrup thing like that up in the UP when we were up there. There was a guy, he had probably, man, it wasn't a whole lot, a couple of acres, and he had a system there with all the things running out of it, you know. But it was very simple. I remember it, like you literally just drill a hole in there, poke some tubing in, drain it in a little pail, and he made a living off of that small spread, and now I know why. I didn't know how he was doing that, but now I do at $50 a gallon.
Well, they say here that the violators often use drill bits that are 7/8 of an inch, nearly triple the industry standard of a 5/16 inch drill, and they drill 4 holes in a tree instead of the industry standard of 2. And what this does is it cause the tree more undue stress. You know, you're drawing more syrup from it, you know, more turpentine from it, but when you pull these out, it, you know, with 4 holes in this tree that big, it's more susceptible to disease and things like that. So, you know, thieves. All I can say is thieves. Really, I mean, get out and get a dang job. You know,
if they worked as hard at actually working as they did, you know, being wrong, they'd be millionaires probably.
They would. And some of the, you know, I don't know. Anyway, something different. Weapons. You know, I was kind of cruising the internet and I found something about shark tooth weapons, you know, and spear points, you know, and broadhead spear points and arrowheads and things like that's been used for weapons, and shark's teeth have been used for the same thing over years. But you know, I got to looking on here and seeing some of the different weapons they use shark teeth for, and still to this day, you know, in some of your underdeveloped countries, they still use them.
Yeah,
you know, and there's been 2 of them, 2 lost species where the shark used to go, and I don't even know where this, Gilbert Islands or wherever this is at, the Republic of Kiribati in the Pacific Ocean. Anyway, there's 2 sharks that the people are using shark's teeth. It's still to this day from sharks that have disappeared from this area. They're not found in that area anymore for some reason. So it's just kind of interesting to read up, and when you get to looking at different weapons used in the old days, you know, you got broadheads, and we talked a little bit about you know, arrowhead hunting, and that's a great outdoor activity, especially to get kids involved with, and lots of good places to go. But you also, every time I go to the beach, you know, we always wind up looking for shark's teeth.
Yep.
You know, and that to me, that's, I see it and I say, well, man, if you could find a big one, you could use this to spear fish with, and that's what they do. So it's pretty interesting, you know, just to get out there and look for things and find new things on the internet. Boy, it's a great tool to get out there and figure out what you can do, like the old days. People in the old days used to do, just rattlesnake roundups.
Yep.
You know, there's one of them on here.
I don't know that rattlesnake roundup is a great outdoor activity
not
in
for
my
kids.
category.
Not for kids, it's not. But it's actually a big thing.
Yeah, it is huge. Wiggum, Georgia has one.
Yep.
Every year.
And it draws a lot of people. The one in Sweetwater, I'm guessing Sweetwater, Texas. Yeah, it is. But they collect about 5,000 pounds of rattlesnakes per year.
Yep.
Can you believe that?
It's a lot of rattlesnakes.
And about 30,000 people attend this event.
Rattlesnake Republic on TV, that's making it more and more popular whenever, it's just like alligators. Alligators weren't all that popular, back, 10 years ago.
That's
even.
right.
It just wasn't popular. And then swamp people come along, and now, from a TV standpoint, the ratings on alligator shows are some of the highest rated shows. And it's all because of swamp people. All because of it, 100%.
You're right.
It's they've just made it something up there in the northern states, in Wisconsin, Michigan, Iowa, places like that where alligators aren't. They're fascinated by them. Whereas us, we see one and we just keep on going. You get matter of fact, one day last year, I remember going by Banks Lake, and it was about a 4-footer crossing the highway. And man, there was a string of cars just pulled over to the side road. And they were all out looking at it, And I saw it, and just it's about like a squirrel to me. We see alligators all the time, but people that don't see them very often, they're fascinated by them.
They are,
and that's the same way with rattlesnakes. The Rattlesnake Republic shows getting a lot of exposure for rattlesnakes. People are becoming interested and fascinated by them. It's creating a market. People want rattlesnake belts and rattlesnake boots and things like that, and it's just driving the market somewhat. I don't think it's going to get to the point the alligators have gotten, but it is getting it out there, and there'll be a lot of people attending rattlesnake roundups and festivals like that. So
yes, sir.
It is a good thing.
More awareness for the outdoors, man. That's the way I see it. More awareness, getting more people involved with the outdoors and seeing what, people that make their living outdoors, just like these people in Texas that do this rattlesnake wrangling. That's a lot of ways they make their living. They have other ways of income, just like the alligator hunters. That's not their only source of income, but it is a big source of income for them out there in Louisiana and different parts of the world.
Yeah, they make a lot of money. That's, these gator tags, and it used to be even more. I don't know why. I don't know what drove the price down, but used to you get $30 and $40 a foot. On an alligator. You catch a 10-footer, he was worth a lot of money.
Just think, though, just very few years ago in the state of Georgia, there was no alligator season.
No, sir.
So you see how, conservation has paid off again and brought another species back. And talking about, conservation, Georgia has proposed regulations to cut the December doe days. And for much of the state is going to be, the doe limits of does is going to come down. And it's in response to hunter concerns and complaints about lower deer numbers. The state is proposing a 25-day reduction in either sex hunting days for much of the state. Can you believe that?
I can believe it, but I think it's going to be tough to pass it.
I don't know. It might be, but it's except in counties with QDM regulations and some counties in North Georgia mountains, antlerless deer would not be legal December 1st through December 25th next season. And it still has to be passed by the Department of Natural Resources Board, and hunters have until April 30th to comment on the proposal. In much of the northern zone, either sex days would be reduced 33% from 75 to 50 days, except for QDM counties. And I'm trying to find out where it says, in the southern zone, the QDM counties of Dooley, Harris, Macon, Montgomery, Randolph, and Talbot would continue to have either sex days every day of firearm season, while the rest of the southern zone would be reduced by 25 days to a total of 64. The either sex hunting would be closed from December 1st to 25th in the southern zone also. Hey, what do you people think about that? I'd love to know your opinion, on the good outdoors. If you're listening, tell us what your opinion is. Do we need to cut the doe days, or do we need to leave them alone?
I think you're going to do whatever the insurance companies tell you. That's my opinion.
It might be, but this doesn't have to go through. All it has to go through is the Department of Natural Resources. They're the ones that set this.
They said it, but then it's got to be ratified into law.
I don't know.
If somebody's bringing up legislation, it would be, and that's when the insurance lobbies.
Regulations, not legislation. Regulation, and all that is controlled by is the Department of Natural Resources. They're the one that sets your hunting dates. So you have a chance. WRD has scheduled the following public hearings to provide the public an opportunity to share the comments. They all begin at 7 p.m. One of them is in Tifton, April 23rd at ABAC College. One of them is in Forsyth at April 24th at the Roberts Chapel Auditorium, and one of them is in Jasper, April 25th at Amicola Electric. So you have a chance to get out there and participate and say, hey, yes, let's do this, or no, let's don't. There's a lot of it coming. You know, there's a lot of people say we need to cut the doe days down. They say there's too many doe days. I don't know. You know, I kind of tend to agree with that. I think in some places of the state, the population has went down.
Oh, I do too.
You know, Macon County, I've got a friend that hunts in Macon County, and he says he doesn't see near as many does as he used to. He says their problem, and a good problem to have, is seeing bucks. He said he'll see 6 bucks to one doe. A lot of them are younger bucks. I mean, not even, you know, not legal shooters for Macon County, being a trophy county. Younger bucks, but them younger bucks have to grow up. You know, people let them walk. But one thing that has declined there also is their amount of agriculture in that county. Their whole farm is not planted anymore. They got like 300 acres, and it's not even planted in farm crop anymore. That has a lot to do with losing your does. They're going to go to where the foods are.
No doubt about that.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. You know, I'd like to get people's opinions. Should they cut the dumb or doe days in Lowndes County?
That's a hard topic. I mean, I don't know. All I can go by is where I hunt, you know, and things like that. But hearing other stories, you know, like the one you just told, you know, there's definitely counties where there's too many does. Not calling any names or saying where they're at. I mean, I know one place very close to here that's, I mean, the guy, he just will not shoot a doe, period. And as a result, I mean, that's basically all he sees. So, I mean, he needs to shoot some does. Now, you go another place that's within driving distance of here. I mean, a short driving distance from here. Everything's within driving distance if you look at it that way. But he can't see a deer, you know. And it's because everybody around him is just blasting them.
That's right.
So that's a hard thing to regulate statewide, but they're going to give it a whirl. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back. You listen to The Good Outdoors on 99.5. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
With over 40,000 machines in the field, the pro's choice is Dixie Chopper. Be a pro. Buy a chopper. Built right here in America with one simple goal. Build a mower that cuts more grass and doesn't break when you use it. Be a pro. Buy a chopper. With Chopper's price, performance, and reliability guarantee, make the smart choice. Be a pro. Buy a chopper.
We're running out of time. We're drawing the line. This is our battle cry.
Huntin' is Good TV is an action-packed hunting show with a mission to secure our hunting heritage. Join Steve Nichols, Trey Weatherington, and Neil Armati each week as they hunt across the U.S. and Canada with pro athletes, actors, wounded warriors, kids, and regular old Joes who know hunting is good. Huntin' is Good TV airs on Pursuit Channel and is available on Dish Network Channel 240 and DirecTV Channel 604. For more info, visit huntingisgoodtv.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/HIG TV show. You can also use your high-speed internet connection to watch online by logging on to filmon.com at the airtimes posted on our website. And remember, hunting is good.
This is our battle cry.
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lesson facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
So Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Hey, welcome back to the Good Outdoors here on Thursday, man. Beautiful Thursday morning. Even though it's raining, I'm glad to be here. I know it's raining outside. It's going to rain all day long. You know, go ahead and around lunchtime, they say it's going to be about 100%, so it's going to rain again today. But
yep,
we can make the best of it.
The outdoors is good even when it's wet.
Even when it's wet, sure is. And I want to give a shout out to Bulldog C. Hall. Did you see the picture he put up here of us yesterday?
No, I haven't seen that.
He said he found a picture of me and you, and there's two little baby monkeys sitting on a limb. I don't know which one of us is which. One of them's got a little bit of hair, and one of them's got really no hair. So I don't know which one.
That's a toss-up.
That's pretty doggone funny, though.
Yeah, I may have one or two more hairs than you, but it sure is a close race.
It's a tight
I just got
race.
them all cut off, so I don't know. Didn't do myself any favors there.
Yeah, I just had Nick Cummins chime in. He sent me a text, said it hadn't been that long ago in Eccles County where you couldn't shoot a doe until after Thanksgiving. So he's okay with not shooting a doe. And I myself, you know, I'm okay with not having many doe days here where I hunt. I mean, you know, you can kill them early. If you can't kill them until after December 1st, you can't kill them the entire month of December, basically, that's fine with me. I'll go ahead and kill one, you know, quick opening in the season, hopefully with the bow, and be done with it. You know, it's kind of what I'm hoping.
I don't need to be running the DNR. Everybody, well, I wouldn't say everybody. A lot of people will be mad at me. You know, some people would love what I did, but a lot of them wouldn't. You know, I don't need to be running. That's a hard thing, man. Honestly, I got a lot of respect for our DNR. A lot of people get mad at them because, you know, the decisions that they make are not, excuse me, what you wanted. But to sit there and have to make a case for the whole state and the needs and the wants and the desires of the whole hunting populace of the whole state is a monumental task, because I go just here locally. You know, you go up and hang around T3 Outdoors like we were talking about, or go up to Chad's place up there at 8L Outfitters and start talking deer hunting. And if there's a crowd there, if you'll do a lot more listening than talking, you'll hear a lot of different opinions.
You will.
And we probably got an opinion coming in right now. We'll take the call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, sir. I just want to know, man, I just moved about us not too long ago. Where can a guy go fishing locally?
Where can a guy go fishing locally?
Yeah.
There's several mini ponds around. There's a great place up in or outside of Tipton, Georgia, and it's a Paradise Public Fishing Area, and it's I think you have to have a WMA stamp actually to fish there, but they keep ponds stocked for kids as well as, you know, adults. They have some great bass fishing ponds up there, speckled perch fishing ponds. There's places in Lowndes County. You know, the county actually has a couple of ponds you can go fish. Plus, there's pay ponds around. There's Reed Bingham up there.
Nichols Lake,
and there's a lot of places around.
Banks Lake.
Okay.
Banks Lake's real good. Yeah, man, no problem. Yeah, you brought up Banks Lake. You know, that's a real good fishing, real good place to fish.
Yep.
But lots of local areas to get out there. You know, you just got to get out there and search. You look for your national wildlife areas, state parks, your counties. Most of your counties, you know, in Georgia will keep a pond or two stocked. You know, your larger counties, like Lowndes County, keeps at least two that I know of that are public fishing areas.
No doubt about it. And then, you know, you got the fishing. I don't know what you call it, but it's a youth fishing day up there in Lakeland that's coming up here. I can't remember the date. Was it May the 11th or something like that?
Yeah, May 11th.
May the 11th. Up there behind the fire station, they're going to have a kids fishing rodeo or roundup or contest or whatever you want to call it. Give away a lot of prizes, and then they're going to at 9:30 they're going to migrate over to Banks Lake and have a lot of fun and games there as well. So I think registration was at 7 a.m. that morning.
Yeah, and the one thing that we're missing is the local rivers.
Oh, yeah, local river's a great place. Of course, there's a lot of water in them right now.
That's
You
right.
have to wait for it to go down. But, yeah, local river's a good place. You got Reed Bingham State Park up there. You can fish there.
And I just had a friend from work. He's relatively new to the area. He actually took his family up to Reed Bingham this past weekend, said it was a great place except for the mosquitoes.
Yeah, mosquitoes are awful.
I said, well, you need to carry a couple of cans of mosquito repellent, a couple of thermocells, or whatever you can carry with you to keep the mosquitoes off there. They didn't go fishing. They actually went up there to look at the do some of the walking, the nature walks and things like that, and the bike riding. Hey, we got another call. Let's take it. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Good morning, guys. How y'all?
Good, man. How about you?
Hey, Steve, what's the matter? You catching Ronnie's sick bug?
No, every time this air conditioner cranks up and starts blowing down on me, it makes me cough. I don't know what the deal is.
Chuck, it blows all this new pollen and all that's come in with this storm, and it gets both of us, as a matter of fact.
Oh, man. Hey, I just want to tell you I was out there turkey hunting yesterday
suck.
morning, and I had a buddy of mine. I was calling him one, and I looked at him. I said, Daryl would have a fit if he seen these birds. All of a sudden, them birds just shut up and run off, man.
They smelled you, Chuck. They smelled you.
No, they heard your name. They heard him say the name Daryl, and they ran. They're scared of him. They know they'll die if they come in there.
I'm just messing with you, man. I was in the bed asleep.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on with me, but I'm going to change my luck, I guarantee you, one way or another.
I hear you. That was a great show yesterday morning, by the way.
Yeah, Jeremy did a good job, didn't he?
Yeah, just pass that along to him.
He always does, man. He's very knowledgeable on fishing and always willing to come in and lend a helping hand. We always like when we have Jeremy Pridgeon in the studio and people listen in, and we just didn't have the one call I was looking for we didn't have yesterday.
I know exactly what you're talking about. He was in Walmart buying groceries.
Oh, was he? Yesterday morning, that early? Good gracious.
He must have been mighty hungry.
He must have been. But we need to get up with him, man, so we can go, so let me know.
I will, buddy. I'm going to try it one more time this weekend or somewhere. I don't know what I'm going to do, but
I'll be in Orlando this weekend, so I ain't going to get to go. I got a truck rodeo to go to, so
okay.
We'll be
deal.
tied up down there.
All right. Well, if you get to go Sunday, let me know how you do.
All right, buddy.
All right. Good. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
We've got another call coming in. Let's take it right quick. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Hey, y'all talking bad about me on the radio or what?
Oh, yeah, man. Why didn't you call in yesterday? We had your man on the radio yesterday.
I was listening. I had my iPhone in my pocket, but I had to pick some groceries up. And I couldn't multitask at the time, but I think Jeremy done a great job, man.
He always does, man. I enjoy having Jeremy on. He's very knowledgeable and it just does a great job. Anywhere he goes, he knows what he's talking about when it comes to bass fishing.
Yes, sir. All right, I was just going to call in and tell y'all appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
We enjoy listening to the show.
Thanks,
thanks a lot.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Good. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye. Richard, I don't understand why you buying groceries at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I guess you beating the crowd?
He's beating the crowd, but he just got off work. He drives a truck, so he just got off work, and he's taking advantage of the no crowds.
No doubt. One checkout line open at that time of the morning, I guarantee you that.
That's the bad thing about it. If you do get a little crowd, only one checkout slows you down.
Look, don't get me started on checking out at Walmart, because I am totally ticked off with them when we have to go there. And this had come from a lady that works there. We were in there the other night, had groceries, and this has been 3 or 4 weeks ago, trying to check out, and I remember right when it was actually the day before Valentine's Day. There was crowd, an enormous crowd in there. They had very few checkout lines open, but they had every one of the check yourself out lines. Well, when you got enough groceries, there's not enough dadgum room to put your groceries in a bag, because it keeps saying, please bag this item. Well, you idiot, I don't have any room to bag this item.
That
so
if you move it away too soon.
Finally, I asked this lady, I said, why do you only have one dadgum live checkout line? She said, honey, we don't even set the schedule anymore. A computer sets our schedule for us and tells us on each day how many live people we need running a cash register. I said, are you kidding me?
I had heard that same thing there from a friend of mine. He manages a Walmart over in Moultrie, Ricky Lacey. he told me that everything would blow your mind, that they that computer program, they've gotten it to where it analyzes trends, and they think they've got it all figured out by just pucking it in there. But hey, there's something that disrupts all that, and that's called being a human. Just like the gentleman just calling in just then, you're going to go shopping whenever you want to go shopping. You know, and Wednesday, maybe historically a dead day, and that computer says, well, we don't need much traffic, but hey, the weather might influence shopping. Something might happen, you know, and I think that's just absolutely stupid.
It is stupid. It drives me up the dang wall.
Yeah.
You know, you go in there, and I've got all these groceries, and I don't want to go to this self-checkout because, like I said, you don't have enough room on this little bitty shelf there, and it's got a scale on it. And if you don't put something in there, it knows it.
Yeah. Well, you know, you go to a smaller grocery store like Harvey's, for instance, you know, here in Hayhire, or there in Hayhire, I should say. I've been, matter of fact, I was in there last night, and it was starting to get a little crowded, and they only had 2 lines open. Well, guess what? The guy gets on the horn, calls somebody up front, they open another line.
Yes, sir.
You don't see that at Walmart.
No, you don't. You do not see that at Walmart at all. They do not open another one.
No, sir.
So, I mean, I get ticked off about it, and I don't know, you know, you can complain all you want to, but Walmart's shelves are bare anyway. I think they're starting to hurt a little bit. There's some
their business is down a little. I saw that on a report, but
Target is starting to put a hurt on them. I would never even mention Target, but now you know, they've changed their views a little bit.
That's news to me because I don't set foot in one.
They have actually started selling hunting and fishing supplies. Very little. They do support the outdoors. They're not against it anymore, as like they used to be, and that's why I would never set foot in there. But they actually start to put a dent in them.
I don't trust them.
I know Daddy never would go.
No, me neither.
He would not set foot in there at all. Period. None.
After working there, definitely not.
Yeah, I hear you. But you know, talking about Walmart and the checkout lines out in North Dakota, you experience something called negative unemployment out there, where there's so many jobs. There's more jobs than people, and I think about 60% of the people out there work 2 jobs, not because they need to, but because they want to, and it's available and lucrative. But you go to a Walmart out there, and I've not been out there, but a friend of mine, Harold Ross, said that when you go to check out at a Walmart out there, they don't have but 1 or 2 lines open, and the lines are huge and long, and it's not because they don't want to put nobody else out there. They don't have them. They can't hire them. Walmart workers out there make $22 an hour.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Where's this at?
That's in North Dakota. You want to leave?
Never mind.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back on the Good Outdoors.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel, is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Teas for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great southern barbecue like it's supposed to be, and don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee! Hi, I'm Barry Broom with Allstate Insurance Company. I'm a big fan of the great outdoors. There are many recreational activities that allow us to enjoy God's creation. There's boating, camping, hunting, hiking, fishing. Think about all the gear, equipment, and vehicles that we have that make those times outdoors so memorable. When it comes to protecting and insuring your firearm, your boat, RV, camper, four-wheeler, even your golf cart, think of me, Barry Broom, your Allstate agent. Call me at 229-244-9856 or visit me online at barrybroom.com. Go make a memory. Enjoy your great outdoors.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't. And when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Brigman and Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira, Georgia specializes in custom-built cabinets. You can come in and sit down with our staff and start from scratch to develop the perfect cabinet layout, or bring in your plans and start there. From design to installation, Brigman and Brigman can help you every step of the way. Estimates are always free, and your satisfaction is our goal. Whether it's a remodel, a spec house, or your custom-built dream home, give Brigman and Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira a call at 229-794-2108 to set up an appointment. Crystal River Seafood on St. Augustine Road in Valdosta is a fine seafood dining experience. Folks from miles around come in to enjoy the fine seafood and friendly atmosphere Crystal River has to offer. Their friendly staff makes your dining experience one to remember, as well as one to repeat. Fish like grouper, salmon, mahi, catfish are always great choices, along with shrimp, oysters, crab cakes, and crab legs. Hey, you not in the mood for seafood? Order a juicy ribeye steak. Crystal River Seafood is open for lunch and dinner. Crystal River Seafood, 958 St. Augustine Road, Valdosta, Georgia.
WKAA, Willacoochee, Valdosta.
More country.
More country.
More country.
99.5 Kicks Country is my radio station.
99.5
Kicks Country. It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Welcome back to the Good Outdoors. Now, Steve was telling us about North Dakota, and I'm kind of pulling up a little bit on it. The oil boom out there creates thousands of jobs. This one town out there, Williston, North Dakota, where an oil boom has turned a sleepy prairie town into a place producing thousands of jobs. They say for every one job that is filled, another 1.5 jobs openings becomes available. And oil rig can pay you as much as 6 figures working there. Starting salary for a truck driver is around $80,000. While the nation's unemployment rate is supposedly at 9.1%, Williston's unemployment rate is less than 1%.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, man, yeah, the town's population is nearly doubled from 12,600 to 23,000 people. That's unbelievable, y'all.
Yeah, so, in order to spur the economy and create jobs, let's make sure that the Keystone Pipeline does not come into the United States. How stupid is that?
Yeah.
Look at the jobs that the oil business is creating.
Yep.
And you're gonna vote against a pipeline coming from Canada.
You mean money that's going to stay here?
Yeah, money that's going to stay here. Why would you do this?
Mm-hmm.
It's stupid. Oh, well, I don't know. But, hey, the Braves won last night.
Good deal.
2-0. 160 games left to go, baby.
They can do it.
Well, I tell you what, North Dakota, that makes you want to run out there and make a lot of money.
Well, I mean, honestly, I have honestly thought about going out there, but you can't stay anywhere. The only thing that I could think of that you could possibly do from the research I did and talking to HR is pack up your tent and go.
Well, you can take a camper.
No, you can't. Why? Because there's nowhere to park it. There's nowhere to put it.
Can you park a truck somewhere?
I don't know.
I can park a truck. I can park my camper on the side of the road if I had to.
I don't know.
It'd probably get towed off.
There's no campsites. That's the problem. If you had a fifth wheel or something to live in, your bath, your septic, where are you going to take a bath at? The only thing.
Why couldn't I have owned 10 acres in the middle of this North Dakota oil boom where I could set me up a doggone camping spot?
I don't know.
Man.
My buddy Tim Turner over in Moultrie, I shouldn't call his name. I done messed up already, but he owns some land out there, and he sold the land. He bought it cheap. He sold it for a little bit of profit, but he retained the mineral rights on it. And guess what? There's oil on there.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's going to be sitting pretty.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot going on out there. Just get up and pull, get on the internet and pull up North Dakota oil boom and just see what's going on, man. Because the gravel road. I'm going to read this one little sentence or two here. The gravel road that borders Dave Heineck's North Dakota farm is designed to carry 10 tractor-trailer trucks a day. In a recent 24-hour period, about 800 passed. You don't think it's busy out there?
Mm-hmm.
Man, it is. What do you think the wildlife is doing out there?
I don't know.
I mean, all these people showing up, it's congregating them into one spot. It's boy, be fun to go out there and hunt. But I don't know. This same guy said he sat in his pickup truck on the 14-acre farm where his family was growing weeks and sunflowers for 4 generations. He said a few years ago our board set the goal that Montreal County would be a better place to live and work as this oil play works itself out over the next 30 years.
30 years.
Mm-hmm. 30 years. man, there's a lot of money to be made out there, guys. You know, a lot of things going on. It's the latest boom, you know, and get out there and work. And you talk about working in the outdoors, and the oil industry is the place to do it. And it's something to do. It may not be fun work.
I don't know what we're doing right here. It's dangerous work too. Talking to Devin. Work. You know, Devin. He, I think about all he does now. I don't know what he used to be doing, but it was very dangerous. And he sent me a picture of himself. He was black from head to toe from being dirty, oil and all. But
it's work.
Right now, I think all he's doing is driving a truck, and he goes up to the where the pump station is and empties that reservoir into his truck and transports that to another holding facility, and that's what he does all day. And he's doing really well. They paying him about $35 an hour, and he's rocking and rolling. That's a good job for a 21-year-old dude with no college education. You know,
it sure is.
Can't beat that. So I don't know. We'll keep you posted on the activities in the good outdoors in the great state of North Dakota.
I saw there was a drug bust somewhere, and I'm trying to find this.
I bet you there were 12 drug busts in the state of Georgia yesterday or more.
This one was 100 people arrested. I found it.
Only 100?
Drug bust, 100 arrested. Cocaine and heroin ring taking down a massive raid. Boy, now that's some good news.
Yeah.
Oh, this was in Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yep.
Yeah.
Following a raid that ended a massive drug trafficking order that was funneling in cocaine, heroin, and potentially other drugs from Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. Man, that is awesome. Man, that's a great job, guys. 100 people arrested in it. I hope you get 100 more, because it needs to be something needs to be done with that mess.
Yeah, drugs are just it's the social fabric of society that's making it acceptable. Starting with marijuana, the ease up and wanting to legalize it, and then through the years, even the daggum penalty for having marijuana or crystal meth or cocaine or heroin, the penalties seem to have gotten weaker. For it used to.
Well, they have.
Used to, if you got caught with a speck of a joint, back when I was in high school, if you got caught with a speck or a seed or anything to do with marijuana, your ass was up the creek, son. And now it's a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
It's like a traffic violation.
Well, you think about it. Back then, just say 30 years ago, a DUI was a slap on the wrist. Okay. Now it's gotten more and more. It's a really bad thing to do.
Sure.
But it's gotten more and more to where it's not just a slap on the wrist. You lose your license. You have to go through all kind of mess for it. They found out the worst thing in my mind the United States ever did was legalize alcohol. Because look at the deaths that it causes every year. And yes, I love to drink a beer. I'm like a lot of people. I will drink a beer in a heartbeat. But it's the worst thing they ever did, prohibition days and all this, because of all the deaths it's caused. They have finding out that marijuana is probably less dangerous for you to do than alcohol.
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it.
I don't think you're ever going to see it legalized to the limit that alcohol is.
I don't think so neither. But driving under the influence of marijuana is still it's punishable just like a DUI. So
yeah,
that takes care of that. But to the extent it does alcohol, people still drive drunk, and people will still drive under the influence of narcotics or whatever. But I don't know. It's just it doesn't matter what side of the issue on, whether you're for or against it. The point is our society is becoming, I don't know. It's just twisted. We're putting our focus on places where it shouldn't be. Just take, for instance, the Connecticut gun law. They've passed what they're calling the strongest gun legislation in the United States, and I probably tend to agree that it probably is. But it ain't going to do one bit of good, and we all know it. Mark this down. Mark this day down. Yesterday or today or whenever the governor signs it into law, mark that date on your calendar and call me back in 10 years and compare stats from the previous 10 years, and I would venture to say that they're going to be unchanged or they're going to be worse. They're not going to be any better. We all know it. It's not going to solve anything. It's not going to make one single difference what they did. You just can't. Common sense tells you that it can't. It's not. I don't care who you are. And I've seen people who are not like me and passionate in one side of an argument. I've seen people that are not gun owners that can, scientists or not scientists, but teachers and professors that can step back and give an honest opinion on what they're doing, and they tell you that it's not going to change anything. Mm-hmm. It's not going to help. It's all symbolic. For whatever reason, they're doing this. They're spending massive amounts of money and monumental amounts of time to do this when they ought to be working on problems. Unemployment, people on welfare and food stamps, getting them employed, national debt. Why are you working on something that's not going to make a difference?
Exactly.
They had 100 firearms to the state's assault weapons ban. That's great, but do you honestly think that the people that are using these guns, this is proven, are getting them by walking in a store legally anyway? This is stupid.
The one thing that I just can't stand is they're banning 30-round clips.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not only are they banning them, but if you own one under this ban, you have to register it now.
Yep.
Tell me, and I challenge anybody out there, tell me one valid reason to have to register if I own a 30-round clip or 3 or 6 or whatever, and I have to register it with the state or national. Tell me one valid reason besides the reason that it's the first damn step for them to come get them. Hey, he's got them. They pass it now. Next year or the year after, they're going to say, hey, we want to confiscate them. We're going to come get them. This guy's registered his. He's got 3. We're going to come get them. That's the only valid reason out there. I challenge anybody to give me another one.
Well, I'm giving you their point of view and their reasoning. Their valid reason is to track criminal activity. And like I said the other day, that is true. But it's a stepping stone to the confiscation that you're talking about is the reason I don't support it. Again, if God came down and told me that they'll never go past that step, I'd vote for it in a minute because it's going to help bring criminals to justice faster if they implement that and if they kept good records. But this is why I don't get jacked up about the record and registration thing. Your gun's registered already if you bought it new. Okay? It's registered. I don't care what nobody says. It may not be called being registered, but there is a record of your purchase. And law enforcement can go find out who bought what where. Now, it's cumbersome and it takes a lot of time right now, and that's why they want to streamline it. But your gun is registered, even one that I buy from you. If they find my weapon, it was committed in the crime, they run the serial number, they see that you bought it at T3 Outdoors or Adel Outfitters, and then they come and ask you, hey, where's that gun at? Did you kill this guy? No, I sold that gun to Steve 5 years ago. And that's what really pisses me off here. There's a way that they can track them now. Just like the guy that shot the people in the school in Newton, they can tell that he stole them from his mom, and then they can tell where his mom got them.
All it would take is for somebody to sit down right now with a dang computer, get all this information on the internet that we already have. Why do it? It's stupid.
Monumental waste of time. We got to take a break. We're running over. We'll be back in 3 minutes on The Good Outdoors.
Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
SWAT Graphics, located at 300 South Toombs Street, is the area's #1 graphic design service company. Specializing in graphic banners, stickers, signs, and design, SWAT Graphics can help from concept to completion. If you have a design idea for a company logo, SWAT Graphics can bring it to reality. Maybe you have a logo and just need it placed on a sign, sticker, or banner. Whatever the case, stop by SWAT Graphics at 300 South Toombs Street, Valdosta, or give them a call at 241-9185. SWAT Graphics, proud sponsor of the Good Outdoors.
Moss Trim Shop is Valdosta's oldest automotive upholstery shop. From automotive to marine upholstery to convertible and vinyl top, Moss Trim Shop can cover all your sewing needs. Locally owned and operated by Bobby Brantley, Moss Trim Shop become Valdosta's oldest and best in the upholstery business by being a dependable, service-oriented, and on time with your project. So if you have an automotive or marine upholstery need, stop by Moss Trim Shop at 733 East Hill Avenue or give them a call at 229-242-8544.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta.
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lessons facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back this morning, man, on The Good Outdoors.
Good, healthy debate up in here.
Yeah, we done had Steve all fired up over there. Mm-hmm. I found something here. We're going to kind of get off of that subject for a few minutes.
Yes.
Kind of let Steve cool down over there. Daryl's got the water hose running on him now. And which is good. Hey, I love the passion, man. That's what it's all about. And
I could just walk outside.
I
can walk outside and get in the rain. You got to squirt the hose on me.
I get passion and fired up, just like Steve does. It's stupid to me the way things go. But anyway, I pulled up something here. This is a little bit older article. Actually, it was on March 28th. It's not that old. But a man faces charging for shooting a buck in a Walmart parking lot of all places. Can you believe this? But a man. Many hunters to say there is nothing quite like sighting a white-tailed buck for the first time in its native habitat, standing tall and glimpsed from behind the cover of trees. Well, poking between cars in the Walmart parking lot, however, is suitably less scenic. And this happened in Indiana, and a 40-year-old man, he saw this big 10-point stand there and just could not stand it. He sighted a 10-point deer just outside the township in Pennsylvania Walmart and got his pistol out and went to running across the parking lot shooting at this deer. Now, see, this is what I say all the time. This is not good publicity for us hunters, but this is one idiot that obviously is not an outdoorsman. You know, he's not. He's not a hunter. He's not somebody we want affiliated with all us. But he chased the deer across the parking lot, firing shots as he went, and the deer finally went down past a nearby highway, and this was at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Now, a major shopping time at Walmart when he's out there acting a fool and shooting at this 10-point and kills him. But he's being formally charged with hunting without a license. See, he's not a friggin' hunter. He's not an outdoorsman. Shooting across a roadway, unlawful taking of a big game, and reckless endangerment with possibly more charges to come. I just cannot believe it. You know what? The saddest part, it was the nicest buck I've seen taken in Indiana County in a couple years, said the officer. Now that's just wrong.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, the story started off, I knew he wasn't a hunter. He took off running. See, a real hunter would have snuck up on him.
That's right.
Good point, Daryl.
Well, I don't know if y'all remember a while back we went over the hunting personality Spook Spann. You know, he got charged with basically poaching out in Kansas, I believe it was. He has come to fruition and settled his situation. Yeah. And he entered a plea agreement, to pay for it. And I think we got a call coming in. We'll go over Spook's situation after the call. Good morning, caller. You on there on the Good Outdoors? How are you?
Doing pretty good. How y'all doing this morning?
Good.
We hanging in there, man.
You hanging in there? Yeah. Well, I just kind of recently started listening to y'all, and I like all controversy y'all got with it.
Oh yeah.
But I was just kind of commenting on the guy in the parking lot. I mean, you know, you got the old saying, you just can't fix stupid.
That's exactly right.
You right.
And my son didn't know there was rules about doing silly things too. He's in the Army. He used to be out in El Paso, and he went out deer hunting and got himself a deer, and then brought it back and he skinned it and cleaned it right in front of the barracks.
Uh-oh.
And you know, his CO and Top didn't like the blood puddle that left behind, seeing how these days you got mixed barracks, you know, with men and women in it.
Mm-hmm.
But they had to tell him that he could not do that anymore.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that wasn't the smartest move. That's kind of like skinning one out in the bathtub at the hotel. It's just not a good thing to do, you know.
I mean,
Not that I've done that or anything.
Yeah. But, you know, he's just one of those, he was young and dumb, and he's learning a little bit at a time. That's all I can say. He's my son. I can say that.
You're qualified to make that statement. Huh?
I'm qualified to make that decision for him.
I hear you.
But he's all grown up these days, and he's serving his time right now in Afghanistan, so wish him well for me.
Yes, sir.
We'll be praying
sure
for him. We tell him we appreciate what he does for the country. It
sure
guarantees our right to enjoy the good outdoors, and we do appreciate everything he does for us.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'll pass that on to him.
All right,
thank
buddy.
you, buddy.
Thanks for listening.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. If you'll recall, or just to update you guys, the Spook Span has a TV show on the Pursuit Channel called Spook Nation. He's a well-respected, well-known hunting outdoor TV personality, but he was hunting in central Kansas in November of 2007 when he aired a buck that scored 230 on the Boone and Crockett score, and at that time it was the largest whitetail deer ever harvested on film. And he'd been leasing land from the landowner for $5,000 a year or something like that. And anyway, he basically noticed a buck. Well, let me just stick to the facts. So the crime was that his hunting permit was a non-resident hunt your own land deer permit he'd purchased earlier in the month. Most non-resident deer permits are awarded after a spring drawing process and for one or two large deer management units. The permit he placed on the buck was only valid on lands that Span owned or land he rented and actively farmed for profit. So that's what made the deer illegal. So it sounds like a seemingly, kind of a vague type situation there. But this is what happened to him. He pled to this now. So this means that he didn't have a strong case to beat it, so he pled out, and this is what he ended up getting. He's paying a $10,000 fine for the crime, $10,000 more in restitution to the state for the value of the buck. He is also he's also serving 3 years of federal supervised release.
Wow.
Okay. He has been ordered to forfeit to the United States the antlers in question, the mold of the antlers, and any exact reproductions of said antlers. All right, so he has sold reproduction antlers of this thing to different places. He's got to go get them back, give them the money back, and turn them into the state. He has also had his hunting privileges suspended for 6 months within the United States. So he can't go hunting for 6 months in the entire United States, and for an additional 6 months within the state of Kansas. So he pled out to those.
It seems to me like they wanted to make an example out of him for some reason.
Well, they did it. He's in violation of the Lacey Act. When he transported across state lines, which that's what threw it into a federal offense. And they makes you wonder. You get caught with less than an ounce of marijuana, it's $200 fine and you're back in the streets. But don't shoot no deer, man. Don't shoot no deer. That's crazy.
Really?
That's gonna cost him probably. There's no telling.
Well,
he's got
20,000.
Yeah, 20,000. He's going to cost him
guarantee
probably
it
40.
cost him another $40,000 for a lawyer.
Oh, it screwed him up. But now he's got the money to pay.
Well, he's got the money, but it's ridiculous. It's
principle.
You could go get a pound of marijuana and spend less damn money.
Yep.
And do less damn time, and none of it be federal, really.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's take this call. Good morning. You want to get outdoors?
Morning.
What's going on?
Sounded to me like the guy didn't even get a kiss for that one.
No, he sure didn't.
He did not.
He got the screws put to him. There ain't no doubt about that.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I got to say, I had an old man tell me one time that whenever they outlaw guns, only the outlaws will have guns.
Amen.
I honestly believe that.
No, there's no doubt.
I'll be one of them outlaws.
Because I know that M16 sure helped me out back in 1970. So.
Oh, I can imagine.
Anyway, Tuesday morning, y'all should have been with me. The specs were nice.
Oh man, did you catch a bunch of them?
Well, we got what we wanted and threw back a whole bunch more.
Ooh. Conservation at its finest. Just keep what you need and go on, huh?
But when you go to thinking about what you got to clean,
that makes a lot of sense.
It's a lot more fun to hear that little drag squealing on that ultralight.
Yeah, did you catch him on minnows or jigs or both?
All of the above.
All of the above, yeah.
Man, sounds like a fun time.
Now I got to line somebody else up to go. All right.
Hey,
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you calling in and letting us know, man.
Take care.
All right,
Bye-bye.
thanks. Oh, special perch. Man, that's going to be some good eating right there.
Something about it when he said that hearing them ultralight drags zing, that just makes me want to go so bad.
Yeah, but they made an example out of old Spook Span now. You know, and Ted Nugent went through some of the same thing, you know, and with the bear.
Yep.
You know, went through some of the same thing. You've got to know your laws, and I really think it was, you know, on his part was just not, you know, just not reading the full law, just not knowing. I don't think he intentionally done it on purpose, or he would have never, it never came out probably.
That makes you wonder, if you go to a tag office and explain to them what you want, and what if they give you the wrong thing?
You're supposed to know what you're getting.
Ignorance is no excuse, but it happens. You know, and I know, I mean, I know Spook well enough to know that I think I can say that he did not purposefully do it. He went, you know, this is out of his own mouth. I mean, he saw the buck on the land adjoining the land that he leased.
Mm-hmm.
And he went he went over and talked to the guy and got permission. So I can guarantee you just that little bit of tidbit of information tells me that he wasn't intentionally trying to you know, to shoot the deer, you know, or poach it, but he should have known the law, and that's it. And I mean, you know, we've hunted several states, and every state, man, there's just so many different things. Like in the state of Wisconsin, just by sheer luck, we learned. We went and bought our license, and we go out there to hunt, and we were watching something on TV, I believe it was, a hunt that the guy had done on his outfit and ranch there. And the guy was wearing his orange vest, and he had these numbers on the back of his vest. Mm-hmm. And we asked about that, and he goes, "Well, that's your license. You got to display your license on your back in the state of Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to tape it on there, or sew it on there, whatever you got to do." And then, had it not been for that, we'd have screwed up too, and we'd have put it on national television.
And somebody would have reported it.
No, I guarantee you.
Hey, we got to take another break here. We'll be right back on the Good Outdoors.
With over 40,000 machines in the field, the pro's choice is Dixie Chopper. Be a pro, buy a chopper. Built right here in America with one simple goal: build a mower that cuts more grass and doesn't break when you use it. Be a pro, buy a chopper. With Chopper's price, performance, and reliability guarantee, make the smart choice. Be a pro, buy a chopper.
Austin's Cattle Company's menu is so big and delicious. In order to fit everything in, we had to write a song about it. So take it away, boys.
'Cause we got hand-cut steaks and taters, too baked to taste better than your grandmother's pound cake. Hallelujah, and reach the sky, just load it up and pile it. How we got prime rib, seafood, salad, and baby back food so good it'll make your lips smack. Also, Cattle Company's where you gotta go when your stomach gives you an attack. Come on in and sit on down, and you'll be chillin' like the king of town. Order up your favorite meal and turn that sad pound upside down. I guarantee you'll slap your knee when you eat it. Austin's Cattle Company.
Just head on down Austin's.
Woo, that's good.
So there you have it, folks. Next time you get a craving for something tasty, stop on by Austin's at exit 16 off I-75. There's something on the menu for everyone, and they serve big portions so you'll never leave hungry. From seafood and prime rib to the freshest hand-cut steaks, chicken, and ribs you can find. Austin's Cattle Company is truly an addiction you never have to quit.
Tune in to 99.5 Kicks Country from 4 to 6 a.m. Monday through Friday to listen to the Good Outdoors crew. We talk about everything in the outdoors.
From hunting, fishing, camping, to boating and horseback riding, with an emphasis on getting kids outdoors. Heck, we even talk about big feeds and outhouse escapades. You never know.
Join us for a good laugh and how-tos and why not. You can even call in live.
That's The Good Outdoors, weekday mornings from 4 to 6 on 99.5 Kicks Country.
And like us on Facebook at The Good Outdoors with a Z and thegoodoutdoors.com.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes. And Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea's Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel, is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea's Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Tea's for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea's Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great southern barbecue like it's supposed to be. And don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee!
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back to The Good Outdoors. Hey, you know what? We got to do the Rusty Nut weather report here in honor of Ronnie Colbert. He's going to be out the rest of the week. He's sick and getting better, and going to go back to the doctor today and see if he can get things worked out. And but we, you know, our best wishes are for you, Ronnie, to get back and get healed up and get back with us so you can take over the Rusty Nut weather report, because nobody does it quite like you.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, 63 degrees outside, and it's not reporting rain nearby with a 78 for a high today, and we're going to have 1 to 2 inches of rain expected for today. The southeast winds at 8 miles an hour tonight, 57 for a low, with rain up until probably around midnight or maybe a little after. And tomorrow, 69 degrees for a high after 57 for a low tonight, and going to be 20% chance of rain, mostly sunny, pretty much 9 mile an hour wind. Tomorrow night, 45 degrees. Saturday morning or Saturday when you wake up, it's going to be about 45 degrees. 81 for a high Saturday. So we've got a warming trend coming up. And our 2 days of spring, I think, is come and gone, because we usually have winter or fall, winter, 2 days of spring and summer, because next week we're looking at 90 degrees.
Yeah, it's going to be hot as a match.
The Rusty Nut weather report, man. Hey, Ronnie, we'll be glad when you get back and take over the weather report, because, like I said, nobody does it quite like you. I'm
going to try to remember today that you just did the weather report, because yesterday,
you didn't even remember it.
I must have been reading something on the old laptop. I was actually doing it then. You know, I found a site that gives you a lot of late news on stuff, but big changes in Kansas for hunting. Crossbows and all centerfires are now legalized for deer hunting in Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, the way things are worded. You know, it says now any centerfire rifle or handgun cartridge can now be used for big game hunting during the appropriate firearm season. Well, that sounds good. Well, you know, but before this law, it was even broader. You could actually use a .22 caliber. So now
you can in Georgia.
Yeah, now since they now they've changed the law, you cannot use a .22 caliber rifle to hunt deer.
Amen. I agree with that.
Which I didn't think you could do that in Georgia. I didn't think you could.
I'm almost positive you can now.
I have to look that up. I don't think you can, but I may be wrong on that. I don't know.
Take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Hey, morning again, guys. Steve, I got a question. The deal with Spook.
Yeah.
If he had killed that deer where he said he killed it and then drug it back over there on his side, would anything got said about it?
No, he'd have been illegal if he'd have shot it and drug it back on the land he was leasing. He would have been okay.
Okay, I was confused because what it said also that he had to be hunting on the land that he was farming to make a profit.
I don't know, to be honest with you. It said that the landowner, it had to be the tag had to say it was his land that he was hunting on and using for his usage, and also farm. It did have something to do with farming on there, so they probably could have still pursued him if he wasn't farming it, but it didn't say the word profit in there.
I got
but his unit that he had leased, he did have the proper hunting license to be able to hunt it, so he was probably totally okay. Where he went wrong was his license didn't cover the other guy's land, and I don't think a license was available for him to be able to hunt that land unless he leased it from the other guy.
Because you gotta draw a lottery or something.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. So he would have had to go through the lottery system and draw, and then get permission, and then hunt and shoot the deer, and he'd have been okay.
Okay, well, I'm confused. And I just wanted to. If he'd have brought it back over on his place, he'd have been all right.
If he could have shot it and drug it over there without nobody knowing it, he wouldn't have got in trouble. That's right.
All right, guys.
It's safer to hunt in Georgia.
Stay home.
That's right. Appreciate you calling. Yeah, that's a strange situation out there. That's some crazy rules, and it
is. In Georgia, you have to hunt with a 22 centerfire, 22 or larger centerfire with expanding bullets.
Gotcha.
Not a rimfire. But yeah, I mean, I don't agree with hunting with a 22 centerfire. I really don't.
No, it's a little light in the rear end, ain't it?
A little bit to me. And a shotgun is 20 gauge or larger, loaded with slugs or buckshot. Buckshot is not allowed on WMAs unless specified. Muzzleloaders 44 caliber or larger, or muzzleloading shotguns 20 gauge or larger. Scopes are legal. Primitive weapons. Legal weapons during primitive weapon seasons include crossbows, bow and arrow, and muzzleloading firearms. Scopes are legal. Turkey firearms, shotguns with number 2 or smaller shot, and any muzzle-loading firearm. Feral hogs, any deer, turkey, and bear, or a small game firearm. So you can hunt hogs with a 22 centerfire. I mean rimfire. I would imagine. So, yep.
I don't know about all that. That's I've seen people lose deer shooting with a 30-06. So.
Well, that's all shot placement, just like anything. A deer or any kind of animal, you can shoot them with a 270 and hit them in the wrong spot, and they'll get away from you. But you hit them 1 inch left, right, up, or down, and liable to drop in their tracks. You just never know.
You never know. You got to make that shot and be ready to shoot it again if it's still wiggling.
And as we know, turkey season's in full swing here in Georgia. This is the 3rd weekend coming up. The turkey, man, I mean, it's unbelievable. The turkey population is around 335,000 animals in Georgia, but back in 1973 there was fewer than 17,000 wild turkeys throughout the state of Georgia.
That's amazing.
That's 40 years. 40 years ago, and it's came that far, 335,000. There's so many places to turkey hunt. You can go on 1 million acres of WMA land and turkey hunt. But they only make up a very small portion of I think it's 3.7% of the state's total wild turkey range.
That's one heck of a conservation success story. The National Wild Turkey Federation should get a lot of credit for that, and individuals everywhere, the DNR, land managers, burning your woods. That's a tremendous management tool that we'll need to do a whole show on that one.
Yeah, we do. We sure do. Georgia has 90 huntable tracts on WMAs that encompass more than 1 million acres, and they can access these prime hunting lands for a cost of a WMA stamp only. Hunt license, a WMA stamp, man. So there's plenty of places. If you don't have a place to hunt turkeys, you can go to WMA. A lot of them are good. Mitch Folsom was talking about one. I forgot what he was talking about the other day. Said he went last year to one. Maybe he'll text me with it in a minute or call in. But, there's lots of good WMAs out there that you can go on to hunt birds, private land everywhere. It's not like deer hunting. A lot of people will let you turkey hunt to where they won't let you go deer hunting.
Yep.
But I think that's changing, too. People are starting to understand that turkey hunting is getting to be as big an industry as deer hunting.
Oh, yeah.
And they can charge for it.
That's exactly right. It's all about the money. Public land turkey hunting, people, first thing probably some of the listeners, when they heard that, is, man, there ain't no way you're going to kill a turkey on public land. Well, let me tell you this. Jason Heathco, which is a friend of mine, he actually is a producer and editor of Bone Collector and Realtree Road Trips. He has killed 4 turkeys this year on public hunting land. So he is a master. If you have any questions, you can call him. We got a call coming in. We'll go ahead and take it right now. Good morning, caller. You're on there on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
I heard you talking about me.
Uh-oh.
That was me. What's up, Mitch? Ain't much to it, man. You killing any turkeys yet?
Nope.
I believe we'd already heard about it if you had killed one.
You would have seen it probably plastered all over Facebook and everything else.
I hear you.
Same way I'm going to be when I finally do.
Are you hearing any gobbling?
I think I'm going to have to choke one. What I have to do.
Yeah. Have you heard any gobbling?
Oh yeah, I've heard plenty gobbling.
Huh.
I've got some stories, but I'm not going to put them on air.
Oh yeah, yeah, I hear you.
So, what y'all talking about? WMAs or something, buddy of mine?
Yeah. You where'd you go last year to WMA?
Went to Horse Creek up in Jacksonville, Georgia.
That's right. Lots of turkeys up there, isn't there?
Yeah, pretty good bit of birds. It's a good WMA to hunt. It's got a campground, bathhouse. It's got on the I think the Mulkey River runs through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a Montgomery Lake on it, which is actual lake that the world record bass was caught in.
That's right.
So it's a good. It's got hogs and turkeys on it, so you can hunt both during turkey season.
Nice.
Back when I was in college, Paul McSwain and he hung around with another guy. I can't remember his name now, though. I have to ask Paul. I think his last name was Revel. But anyway, they hunted Horse Creek WMA back then and did a lot of good deer hunting. I don't know about turkeys, but they were good deer hunting on it.
Well, I believe the NWTF went there and actually planted along the river bottom there, parallel to the river. It's kind of like a transition line or a gas line or something, and they planted it for wild turkey habitat. So they're actually trying to cultivate the turkey population in there.
Oh yeah, actively trying to get it going. That's good.
But I mean, there was some good birds in there. I mean, they were gobbling their heads off. Didn't kill anything, but it was a good hunt. So
yeah, always a good hunt. You know, you as well as we, you know, just like us, you don't have to kill to have a good hunt, do you?
No, you don't. I'd rather go here and gobble, to be honest with you. That's part of my problem. Make them gobble too much. I can't hit them.
My problem is I can't seem to hear one gobble in the past week. I don't understand what's going on, but I'm going to give it another
they're
shot.
Probably floating or underwater or something. Ain't no telling.
They might be. I'm going to get somewhere where they're floating by, I guess, and see if I can make one gobble.
But they probably got webbed feet this morning.
They need them if they don't have them.
Sitting up under a limb somewhere, I guarantee you, saying, "Ooh, boy, it's wet out here."
So,
hey, we appreciate you calling in, man.
No problem. We'll see y'all.
All right, buddy. We'll
Take
see
it
you.
easy.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, the turkey hunting in Georgia has just been hit or miss. I've talked to a lot of people about it, you know, and you're either on birds and they're gobbling their fool heads off, or you're not hearing a thing. And it can, you know, it doesn't matter. Just like Saturday, you were in Donaldsonville and you had birds everywhere gobbling. I was here in Brooks County, and we had nothing where I was at gobbling. Had other people I know somewhere else in Brooks County that had them gobbling like crazy. So it's
I can't figure it out.
It's got to be the number of birds and if they're henned up or not. That's all it can be.
The buck-doe ratio.
That's right. Hey, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with a wrap-up segment here on the Good Outdoors.
So, Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
Hi, I'm Barry Broom with Allstate Insurance Company. I'm a big fan of the great outdoors. There are many recreational activities that allow us to enjoy God's creation. There's boating, camping, hunting, hiking, fishing. Think about all the gear, equipment, and vehicles that we have that make those times outdoors so memorable. When it comes to protecting and insuring your firearm, your boat, RV, camper, four-wheeler, even your golf cart, think of me, Barry Broom, your Allstate agent. Call me at 229-244-9856 or visit me online at barrybroom.com. Go make a memory. Enjoy your great outdoors.
Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. Supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the good outdoors.
Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Welcome back to the Good Outdoors. This is our wrap-up segment brought to you by Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail at Highway 84. Man, you know, we were just talking about burning your land, and John and them, they burn their land, you know, every few years. Every year, I'm sure different segments may get yearly burns. Some may get other burns for their quail hunting operations. So we may get John involved and get him to put us in touch with the guy that does his prescribed burning and do a show on that, because that is an awesome tool to use for your wildlife.
Yeah, you don't realize what kind of benefit it does for the wildlife, turkeys, deer, everything. And just the land in general, it just creates a lot better habitat, a lot more diversity there. And we'll do that. We'll do some we'll get some topics up and some specifics on burning and why you do it and what it actually does, and maybe next week we'll do one of those shows.
Yeah, Riverbend Plantation just burnt theirs off. You know, I saw it this past weekend, and it's beautiful out there. You know, they keep theirs extra clean for their quail hunting and all that they do out there. And I tell you what, man, it's just, when you go by that place out there, when it's just burnt, you can see for hundreds and hundreds of yards out through there, off the highways and the dirt roads. If there was any animals out there, you'd be able to spot them.
Yep, and turkeys will be on that burn stuff within a week after it burning. You know,
yeah.
And it'll be. I watched the show. Jeff Foxworthy's got a new show coming out. I watched a little clip the other day. They did a segment on burning, and you know, it's like he said. You look at it when you first burn it, and you go, "Man, what have I done?" It's just totally devastated. And it's three weeks later, it's just as green as it can be and pretty and
all
wildlife
kind
everywhere.
of wildlife in it. Then
sure is.
And so that'd be a good show to do. And I think we'll try to do a little research on that and get some people involved with it, man. Tomorrow, Feel Good Friday.
Tomorrow is Feel Good Friday.
We need some good, funny topics to discuss for tomorrow. Anybody out there got any ideas? Y'all let us know. You know, we can talk about mosquitoes, as Chad Everett put on here. He wasn't talking about for a funny topic. He said mosquitoes about to carry them away. They are absolutely horrible this year. They're going to be worse now. We got more rain.
Yeah, not last night, but yesterday, just about 30 minutes before dark, maybe, I saw a welcome sight in my neighborhood. I saw the little mosquito spraying truck come down the street spraying them. But man, I'm gonna tell you what, it sure put them on the road, and it drove them all into my garage. Is what it did. And I think they're trying to get away with it, but I hope that it starts knocking them back, because it's, man, living right down that swamp like I do, and just like down there where you live, you know, with that one behind you. I mean, it's gonna be awful.
That and a lot of standing water along those roadways.
Yeah, I tell you, there's, you know, a lot of times you can do things to help, you know, make sure there's no standing water in a bucket or something right around your house, but it ain't making much difference this year. There's standing water everywhere, and they're just breeding. It's terrible.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
Take a lot of blood to sustain the population of that there now. So,
you know, believe it or not, in my yard, you know, I live right there, you know, at Ocean Pond. They're not as bad as I would think they would be. I mean, they're bad. But they're not as bad as I figured they would be. You know, I'm sure they're worse right there where you live.
But they're bad.
You know, this is not that bad, and I just can't. I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong.
They just may not have had a good hatch yet, but they're coming. I don't see how you're going to miss it. But
I've been down there about 4 years, and they just hadn't been as bad as I would think they would.
Did they spray down there?
No.
Makes you wonder if it maybe what's in the pond.
I don't know. There's got to be a.
Well, they may spray actually, the pond or something for it. I don't know, but they're just not as bad as and I'm not complaining. Please, don't hear me out there, mosquitoes, and move into my area.
You and your big mouth.
Yeah, me and my big mouth. I can tell you where they're bad, and they're Brooks County, where I've been turkey hunting. You actually wade through them. You can feel them hitting your arm. You open your door to get out and open a gate or a cable, and 25 fly in. I bet I've got 50 inside my truck dead.
I'll tell you, it make you not want to go to the bathroom in the woods, won't
it? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We were talking in the break. We got a new sponsor that's going to be coming on. Is Nashville Tractor Company. They got a new place here in Valdosta, out there North Valdosta Road. They're having their actual grand opening April 12th and 13th, and man, they are doing it right. They're giving away a Rustler UTV, which is a side-by-side cart made by New Holland, and it's nice. And they're also giving away a New Holland generator, which would be nice to have, and also 2 Atlanta Braves tickets. So make sure you're out there April 12th and 13th. We may even be out there and around and about with the Good Outdoors radio show, so we'll have to keep you posted on that. But 4342 North Valdosta Road, April 12th and 13th. Make sure you check out our fine folks at Nashville Tractor Company, New Holland Tractor.
We're going to have to get out there with them that day. I think Jim and them's going to do a remote that day. I believe is what I've heard, and I think we're going to get out there with them and make our presence known and see if we can get some people to come by and partake in the giveaways. And
hey, you may win. You may win. We may even.
You're not going to win if you don't go by and register. I guarantee you that.
We may have some stickers, armbands, shirts. There's no telling what the Good Outdoors will show up with neither.
Sure ain't. We'll have something.
Besides just being able to hang out with us,
I mean, what's better than that?
That's worth the gas money. I can guarantee you.
Yes, sir.
All day long.
Hey, John sent me a little something to look up here from Southwind. He said Tall Timbers Research, and they're out of Thomasville, Georgia. And I think they're the ones that does his burning. So we're going to get in touch with them, see if we can get them out here and call in or come in and tell us about prescribed burning and the goodness that it does for the forestry, for the land, for the wildlife, and everything involved.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've been to a lot of places, especially around in our neck of the woods, where the woods were so daggum thick that you couldn't penetrate it, and that's not what you want. That is not what you want. You want to burn those woods, and
but sometimes you can't. If you let it get too far away, you can't really go in there and burn it like you should. But I say that, but these guys here, they're professionals at it. But you take woods that are thick, like in Eccles County, around the swamp areas and all down there. I don't know that you could go in there and burn that very good.
It probably wouldn't burn very good.
No, I mean, it would burn too good and burn up your pine trees, just like all the fires that went through down in Fargo area several years ago. You kill all your trees involved, so there's got to be a way to do it. I guarantee you there is.
On that long haul down to Cogdale Express, where that forest fire went through, it did. It burnt the pine trees and everything. So you're right. But they can probably give you more tips and pointers than we can, and sometimes answer. When you're looking for an answer, sometimes you don't get the answer you want to get in life. They may look at it and say, "Hey, I don't know what to tell you, but you just can't burn this. It's going to burn your pine trees up." But one day there'll come a day when you harvest those pine trees, and then maybe that's the time to get it back under control.
Exactly right.
So
or thin them out.
Thin them out. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Sure wasn't.
It took at least 2 days.
Neither was the Good Outdoors, man.
Nope, we've been building it since August or September, something like that. I don't even remember when we started.
September.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And man, I tell you what, we got some great supporters out there, and can't thank you enough. You need to go by and during our commercials, listen to your commercials and see who supports the Good Outdoors, and go support them all. Val Optics, Southwind Sporting, Clays and Quail. We have so
Adel Outfitters, T3 Outdoors, Sweet Teas barbecue up in Adel. Go check that out. That's fine barbecue up there.
Midway Auto Emporium.
Yeah.
Cupton Cake Shop. We got so many fine supporters. Y'all go by there and see
Bubba Jack's Crab Shack. If you need your taxes done, fast tax and bookkeeping there in West Hill. You got, these are people that believe in the good outdoors.
Sure
so
do.
why wouldn't you want to support them?
Justamere Farms, great outdoor activity to get your kids involved with out there this week.
She's had one going on all week. That's right, a little riding camp there. You can still get on it. You didn't have to go the whole week. It's daily, $50 a day. You can go out there and have a blast on horseback.
That's something that was enjoying the rain yesterday is the horses. They got a break from riding.
Yeah,
That's true.
they love the good outdoors when it rains. Don't they? Don't have to carry anybody on their back. Yep.
Man, there's a lot going. Deep South Sanitation, another good one. Kerry Scarborough, he does some great job.
Fine service from old Kerry there, old childhood friend. They used to ride to school with him, man, and it was a 50-50 proposition to whether or not he was going to show up to pick me up or not. And then you can guarantee one thing: if it took 13 minutes to get to school, he was going to get there with 11 minutes to spare. Or 11 minutes. Oh, no, we weren't going to get there on time. No, sir. So, but I can tell you one thing. If you need your garbage dumped, he'll be there on time.
Oh, yeah.
So,
man, I tell you, I forget sometimes to take, especially now it's turkey season, take my trash out there, my can out there by the street on Saturdays, but he never forgets to come by and get it and pull it up there. But he always reminds me, hey, you forgot to leave your trash can again.
That's
I
a subtle
got it
hint
for you.
That's a subtle hint. I'm tired of getting your daggum trash.
And they do a great job, I can tell you that.
Yeah,
Good
well,
people.
we're going to be getting out of here in a minute, but people are going to be headed out there again this weekend doing some fishing, some turkey hunting, and Lord knows what else with the kids. Last weekend it was egg hunting. Great outdoor activity.
Yeah, man, I've ate enough boiled eggs to hold me over for a while. I've enjoyed them. Been good to me.
I did not eat one single boiled egg.
Really?
I don't know how that happened. I love them, but I just didn't do it. Trey told me a funny story. They had an Easter egg hunt out there at his dad's on Valdale Road, and they found the prize egg from 3 years ago with had like a $5 bill in it. The money was half rotten and everything.
Man, that's something.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Hey, man, there's a good outdoors calling my name, so we're going to get out of here and have another good day and stay dry if you can, folks, because it's going to be wet all day long.
Be careful on the wet roads.
Talk to you tomorrow.
You've been listening to The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie. Join us every weekday at 4:30 when we'll do it again.